What up? This is Robert Horry.
Or three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
Oh, it's Friday. That's what's going on. It's Friday. It is episode 113 of the Shoot-Around, our extra little Friday bonus show. If you ever have a question for us, kick it our way, man. At Big Shot Bob Pod all over the place. X and Facebook and Instagram and BigShotBobPod@gmail.com. We get a lot of questions every week on social media. Try to go through and find all of yours. I'm going to bring you this one, Robert Horry and Brandon, from Dan. I have not watched any of this. Have either of you guys watched Starting Five on Netflix?
No, I haven't been able to get a chance to watch it yet.
Okay, season 2 of Starting Five is out, which is kind of a really cool, kind of like an NFL film style documentary about the NBA. Like they follow different guys around and stuff. So the topic came up of whether or not Kevin Durant gets a statue, and if so, where he gets a statue. I'm going to play you the clip. I went and found the clip because Dan sent me the clip on X. And you're going to hear Tyrese Halliburton, and then you're going to hear Jaylen Brown, and then you're going to hear Kevin's mom, Wanda.
Yeah.
You got to get a statue of Golden State. And OKC, really. I mean, yeah, a legend in our game, one of the greatest ever. And no doubt he's getting a statue, getting his jersey retired in both those places, right? I would view it as a travesty to the basketball world if he didn't.
Jaylen?
A statue? Probably outside his house or something. I think he put like the bottom half in like OKC, the top half in Golden State or something. Nothing's in Phoenix. I don't know. Maybe he put like his hand or something in Brooklyn.
Every city gives him a statue. Thank you, and I will be there front and center, God willing.
So the question is, where, if anywhere, does Kevin Durant get a statue?
You know, you always love mom. Moms always gonna love.
Moms will have your back 100% of the time.
Yeah. Well, let's cross them off. Brooklyn, nah.
No chance.
Phoenix,
no
nah.
chance. No.
You know, and let's be honest. You know, you're not going to get a statue in Golden State.
Well,
you didn't play there long enough.
No, but you won 2 rings.
Yeah, but you didn't play there long enough.
You weren't part of that core.
The statue, you didn't grow there. You flew there.
Yeah, and OKC.
They were already winning before you got there, you know?
But what did you, oh, God, this is going to sound bad. I don't mean it to sound bad. What did you do in OKC?
Yeah.
You didn't get it done in OKC.
He did win. He won MVP.
Yes, but a lot of guys have won MVP in a lot of different cities. Doesn't mean you get a statue for winning MVP.
But here's the thing, though. When we say statue, how big is the statue? Because we always look at Allen Iverson's statue, and ain't that big, you know?
Well, they don't, because they do those little tiny ones outside the practice facility or whatever it is.
But I love KD. I
do too, but that's why I'm curious. Because it's like, I feel like, is he a player that of the caliber of a guy that deserves a statue? Probably, but.
And I'm saying this because I don't think he gets a statue anyway, just because he didn't stay there long enough. You think about all the players who have statues, they was there like for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
You know, a decade in that uniform. How long was he in OKC? You know, like 8 years, 7 years?
He was drafted in 07.
7? I want to say 7. I might be wrong.
I don't think you look at Dirk, you look at Kobe, you look at Magic, you look at Dream, you look at Allen Iverson, you look at Dwayne Wade. All these people I can think of these statues right now, they were there for a significant amount of time.
8 seasons. 8 seasons.
I don't think and then in 8 seasons you got 1 MVP, went to the finals once. There's not enough on paper to get you a statue. Don't get me wrong, you're a hell of a player, you first ballot Hall of Famer, but I don't think as an organization, you know, now if the organization has never won a championship due to what SGA and them just did last year, that kind of diminishes you even more of getting a statue.
Now, I'll say this, and I don't know if it's too early to say, but based on how OKC is comprised right now and with the draft capital they have and whatever moves they make and they stay healthy, if SGA continues, he's still still young enough in his career and in his prime, but as time goes on, he may end up being the one to get the statue.
Well, I mean, if you win a couple more titles, if you win a couple more MVPs, then that conversation.
But what I'm saying is he's already been able to do one of the main things that Durant was not able to do in OKC. and that's actually win it all.
Yeah.
So
What
y'all
about Westbrook, I think Westbrook did more for OKC than KD because he stuck around through thick and thin.
He did.
And won an MVP, average a triple-double. Does he get a trophy before Durant there?
A statue.
A statue. Yeah.
I think if you said between the two of them, I probably would say Russ would get one before Kevin does in OKC.
Yeah, Kev has been a victim of uprooting. You know, he obviously, like you said, when you have the ability as a superstar to uproot and go where you want, it also takes away from, in a sense, your legacy while you were there if you didn't do enough while you were there. Like if he, in the 8 years he was there, if he had won 2 or 3 titles, sure, absolutely. Without a doubt, no question. The closest, the only place that you can consider putting up a statue is Golden State, and that's not even his team.
Yeah,
because there are a couple of other guys who
it's Draymond's
deserve
team.
it.
That's Clay's team.
Yeah, they don't
those
see
were
him like that.
They were the core there. But it's an interesting question because, like, will he get his jersey retired? Probably, yes, 100%. I think OKC retires jersey. Golden State probably does.
Will do it too.
You know, but
a statue's
a statue's a
I
different.
don't know if he'll get one in Golden State though.
You don't think he'll get anything?
Oh
in
no,
Golden
you
State?
win 2 rings
not
there.
in
They'll
Golden
probably put
State.
your jersey up.
No, but then think about that. You have to retire Livingston's number. You have to retire. I know. And I'm not comparing the players, but I'm just saying.
He did
you
more.
Have to, what's the name that
did
won
more for
MVP in the finals that shouldn't have won MVP? You got to retire his jersey. It's like you start
Iguodala.
Yeah, Iguodala, and it's like
they should retire his jersey. He won 4 rings there.
Yeah, but see, that's my point. It's a lot of jerseys that you just can't say, "Bam, I'm retiring this jersey to be retiring." You know, but I know once KD gets in the Hall of Fame, they might say, "Okay, let's retire." But I don't think they retire his jersey in OKC. I mean, in Golden State.
I'm surprised by that. I'm very surprised by that. All right, listen, we got to thank our friends at DraftKings. We brought them up earlier in the show. We talked about all the games being back. Obviously, we've talked a lot about all this stuff. And, you know, for DraftKings Sportsbook, they're an official sports betting partner of the NBA. So if you're going to have some fun wagering on some games, they're kind of the place to do it. They're the place to bet on all the NBA stars this season. And, Rob, new customers, $5 gets it done. That's it.
Yes. New customers get just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass. Hey, you get to watch all the games.
Dude, I love that.
Plus, score $300 if your bet wins. $300. Paid in bonus bets. That's $300 in bonus bets now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Big Shot Bob. That's Big Shot Bob. And hey, get those $5 and get 3 months of league pass plus $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Hey, I don't know if I want to do it because of the league pass or the $300 bonus, but
I know, but they're both
let's
great.
just do it for both.
They're both great incentives. I'll take either one. Yeah.
In a partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Love those people. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. In Connecticut, help's available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. All right, question from Jason. What do you guys think of the Amazon and NBC broadcast so far? I'm not going to lie. That Amazon floor looks like a video game, and it's pretty dope. NBC feels like vintage NBC. And sorry, Jenners, but I liked the Jordan stuff. And I didn't hate the Jordan stuff. I just wanted more than a taped interview with Mike Tirico. That's all.
Yeah, me too.
So what do you guys think of those broadcasts so far? I don't know how much of it you've actually gotten to watch.
NBC looks good. They look good.
I like NBC. Yeah. Amazon, I'm still up in the air.
Amazon's leaning into the digital of it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're trying to be like, all right, how much flashy digital stuff can we create here? And the video game floor ain't bad, where they bring those guys out on the floor and they had Dirk and Steve and all those dudes out there, and then they had them circled on the floor. You can show what players are doing in real time.
That's called money.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though.
Money.
I give them credit for leaning into the analytics of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because ESPN is just more about like opinions and hot takes. And how loud could Stephen A. and Kendrick yell at each other in the middle of this broadcast?
But that's fine, because when you add inside the NBA, that falls in line with all of that.
Right. It's all personality.
And which which keeps them relevant and competitive with Amazon and NBC. NBC gets Jordan and all the nostalgia. Well, ESPN said, okay, we'll bring over Inside the NBA, the most popular show on all of TV, which, for their first few shows, everything, obviously we knew everything looked the same. Yeah. Until they forced Stephen A on them. And then I was kind of like, oh, my God, here we go.
That's what we're waiting for. Waiting to see where ESPN tries to lean on them and do something different. But, all right, this was my favorite story of the week, and I had to bring this up. Cam Newton, speaking of ESPN, was doing a bit on First Take where they had Alabama A&M, who's a bulldog, is named Butch. This is a mascot. Dressed up, did they hit him and do a 40-yard dash race against the mascot for Alabama State, who's their rival, a bumblebee named Stinger.
This is called the Magic City Classic.
Yeah, it sure is. So Stinger dusted old Butch, and Cam was kind of celebrating, and then Butch the bulldog decides he's going to take Cam Newton's hat. Cam Newton doesn't take too kindly to this, and two pieces the shit out of this mascot. He said, "Pow pow!" and he hit him like twice. Oh, he smacked the crap out of him.
Yeah, and then the mascot came back at him, and
then he shoved
it could have
him.
been a lot worse than it was on national TV. Cam didn't take too kindly to that.
No, Cam don't. And then Cam did not look happy, by the way. Like, the mascot came back over to, like, pat him on the shoulder and, like, hey, all in good fun. And Cam shoved him. He's like, get the F off me. Like, don't come near me.
I'm surprised you ain't seen that clip, Rob.
I hadn't
dude,
seen
it's hysterical.
Especially with my mom being a graduate of Alabama A&M, alumni.
Okay.
I didn't see it. She didn't tell me about it, so I'm mad at her.
I watched that live. I said, I know he ain't finna sit up here and beat this mascot up on national TV.
He cleaned him, too. He haymakered him a good time. I mean, he whooped him. Like, he didn't, like, kind of swing at him. Like, he squared up on him and just and clocked him good.
For a lot of y'all folks out there who don't know, Cam is 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", 240, 250.
He's a big man.
The clip, I don't know if y'all saw some time back where he literally fought two guys at his camp. He had both of them.
Yeah, he had one dude holding him off with the other hand, and he's beating the other guy. Yeah, he's kicking him.
When he fought one of his teammates back in Carolina, the cornerback. I think they were in a practice or something during training camp, slinging him around. Cam just got a big ass smile on his face as he's slinging this other football player around. Cam Newton's a big dude and he's strong. Yeah. So think about that when you try to mess with it.
And think about the people who are in the mascot costumes. Usually not the biggest. Honestly, it's a lot of times sometimes it's women.
Josh Norman was his name.
That's right.
In Carolina, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is, you could fight any mascot from any team. Who do you want a two-piece?
Any mascot?
Any mascot from any team that just annoys the shit out of you. And you're like, line them up, I'm going to clock them twice. I thought of mine immediately.
Who's yours?
Gritty. The damn Philadelphia Flyers mascot. That's that orange, like, grimace-looking thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it is annoying, and it is ugly, and it represents everything I hate about the city of Philadelphia. So, yeah, if I had a two-piece of mascot, I'd two-piece of shit out of him. And I didn't say the Philly Fanatic because I actually respect the Philly Fanatic. That's a good mascot. But, yeah, they tried to turn Gritty into, like, the city of Philadelphia's, and that thing's ugly as hell. So.
I don't know. I really don't.
1-2, good night.
I don't really have one.
Harp, you're telling me you wouldn't fight Sourdough Sam?
Who's Sourdough Sam?
The 49ers cowboy mascot.
Maybe, but I don't have. My beef more so is with just the team in a sense. Like if I ain't big and strong enough to be two-piecing folk on the football team.
No, but
so I guess I would have to take it out on the mascot.
Good old Sourdough Sam. Gotta catch some hands, dude.
Yeah, I think for me, it'd be the Cowboys mascot.
Yeah.
Do they have a mascot? I guess they do.
He's the one. Yeah, he a little mascot. He comes out sometimes.
Okay. They don't have a lot to celebrate a lot of times.
It's no mascot that I'm like,
question from Aaron wanted to know, we talked about this in the Tuesday show. Freddy Freeman walked it off in the 18th inning. He wanted to know if we're still kind of butthurt that he left Atlanta. And what's one player from a team you love that never should have left town?
No, I'm not butthurt that he's. I mean, for a minute, you were. But
I kind of am still.
I'm not. I think based off the circumstances and how things, like, I think there were certain things that were out of his hands. You pay your agent to do what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, and he didn't do them right. Yeah.
You know, so it is what it is. I think it's tough because you're seeing him do this for a second year in a row on the biggest stage while your team is just literally sitting at home.
Stunk this year.
Right.
Yeah.
So that, I guess it stings from that standpoint, but I'm happy for Freddie, you know, to see him do his thing. I'm not bitter.
But a player that you for a team you love that never should have left that team.
That never should have left. I'm gonna be honest with you. Shaq should have never left.
Orlando?
No.
The Lakers.
Well, Magic fans would think he should have. That's a good one. He should have never left Orlando,
really
but I think he should have never
yeah.
left the Lakers. I wish him and Kobe could have really worked out their differences at that young of an age to where they could have stayed together long enough to see how much more they could have won.
And sometimes I think people forget also it came down to money too.
It did. You know better than I do.
Yeah, people forget Shaq wanted so much money and it just felt like you're not worth the money you want.
Yeah.
So we're going to just depart with you. So
Yeah.
that's another thing that goes into that element. I think for me, my favorite football player growing up was Marcus Allen. And when he left the Raiders, I was kind of like, no. But I know he was at a point in his career that he was like, you know, on his way down. And then you look at guys also like my man from P. Cola, the leading rusher of all time, Emmitt Smith, when he left the Cowboys. It's like, why are you leaving the Cardinals?
Yeah, he went to the
like, what? That just, you know, it just don't seem right. So it's just guys like that, and you know, they've been like icons, and they get up in age, and you like when they want to play one more year, and another team like, come play for us.
Yeah, we talked about all those dudes. Yeah, the one that always stings me is my all-time favorite player, Dominique Wilkins.
Going to Boston.
He should have been allowed to finish his career in Atlanta. You do whatever you got to do to put that together, but you never let Dominique Wilkins leave the city of Atlanta. My all-time favorite player. Should never happen.
Yeah.
Couple more quick things, and we'll wrap up the shoot-around this week. If you ever have a question for us, find us. We're all over the place. Question for Chris. I'm seeing all this stuff about a possible Mayweather versus Pacquiao rematch.
I want to see that BS.
Nobody asked for this. I never understood the hype on Floyd Mayweather. You guys? Question mark. Is there anybody in sports that you just never understood the hype about?
Here's the thing about Mayweather. We can say whatever we want about him, but he's a boxing technician. Mm-hmm. Like he may not generate the knockouts that you want, but he's a hell of a defensive fighter. Like no one has been able to take him out. That's just the thing. And because he's so big on technique and he's such a defensive guy. Like we're used to seeing in movies guys just knocking the hell out of each other. That's not always real life. Sometimes it's about, you know, bombing and weaving, preventing from getting hit, and he's been able to do that a lot through his career. And if somebody wants to keep paying him hundreds of millions of dollars to keep doing that, he's gonna take it.
Okay. I knew I would.
Oh, no, yeah, shit. If they're going to get the paychecks coming in, yeah, you take it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody else that you can think of in sports that you just never really bought the hype on? Not even not worth the hype, but you just never understood the hype.
That's a really, really good question.
It's a tough question, though.
It's a tough one, too.
It's a really tough question because I'm having a hard time. God, the only one that I can think of, and it's probably because you just mentioned the Cowboys, was I never really bought into the Ezekiel Elliott hype. Like, everybody was like, he was going to be the next big, he was going to be Emmett. He was Emmett 2.0, and I'm like, God, you know, like, he had moments where it was like, shit, this guy's incredible, and then he just got hurt, then he would get into some shit off the field, and then the whole thing fell apart. Yeah. And he just kind of vanished, and it was like, I kind of never really... But, I mean, part of me was like, I don't know if I'm into this guy, and then he's going to make me eat my hat, you know, because he's going to end up being incredible. And he really wasn't. He's just okay. Yeah, but that's the only one I could even think of, and I think I only said that because you just brought up the Cowboys.
Yeah, you always think about, for me, when it comes to hype, when you look at the draft of every sport, you look at how much hype players had around them, you know. Baseball is nothing like football. Football is nothing like basketball.
Oh, no, it's completely,
It's totally different. But I always think about the players around the draft. They get all this hype, and all of a sudden you get into the league. You're like, I thought you were supposed to be this good.
Oh, I could think of one. Yeah. Christian Laettner. He's supposed to be the best player in the history of the world coming out of college, right? Because he hit the shot at Duke.
Yeah.
And he didn't do jack shit on the NBA stage.
I was about to be petty. The guy was supposed to be drafted in front of me, Harold Miner.
Oh,
I'm like,
go
what
ahead.
was the fucking
Harold
hype
Miner.
around baby?
You're right,
baby
though.
Jordan. I'm
But
like, what the
that's
hell?
a good one
It was
because
never. I'm like, oh, baby Jordan, just because he can take off and dunk. I'm like, he got me more than the damn game than dunking.
and he didn't, his career never became what everybody thought it was going to be. So that's a good one. That's a really good one, Harold Miner. Yeah.
I think I would think a lot of people would say somebody like Sam Bowie, who was taken ahead of Jordan in that '84 draft.
Okay.
I think when he came out of Kentucky, he was supposed to be like the next big thing, but he never really materialized because of his injury history.
Yeah.
You could say the same thing about, even though he is worth the price of the admission if he's healthy, you could say the same thing about Joel Embiid.
That's actually not a bad one. But there's a time where I did buy the hype on Joel
true.
Embiid. Nowadays I don't.
Sam Bowie couldn't get drafted in front of that guy that's considered the greatest of all time.
Yeah. I now that we're here, I think I got one.
Okay.
And I'm on him all the time because of what I know his ability was and his stature. Ben Simmons. I
don't know if anybody ever bought the hype on Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons was supposed to be.
Did you really?
6'10" point guard.
No, I know.
Court
Coming out
vision,
of
all
LSU,
this.
there was a mountain of hype on
It
him.
was just really a disappointment. Really a disappointment. And that's the thing why it made me so upset for so long, because of his ability and what I knew he could do and just never really materialized.
That's a good one, just because I never even kind of bought the hype on Ben Simmons. Like, everybody was so big on Ben Simmons, and I was just like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
It's funny you say Ben Simmons. You could say the same thing about James Wiseman, who just got cut today. So it's he number 2 pick in the draft and just been bouncing and bouncing and bouncing.
Yeah.
Now he probably would never play again.
Yeah, that's a name I ain't heard in a little minute.
Yeah. All right, last one. This one, I just threw this on the sheet because it made me giggle, because my wife asked me this the other night, and I figured I'd ask you guys. We still watch Hell's Kitchen. We like Hell's Kitchen. I like Gordon Ramsay. I don't know. I'm a Gordon Ramsay fan. Mm-hmm. So anything Gordon Ramsay's on, I usually try to give it a shot. They've been like 20 years or something in Hell's Kitchen. We still end up watching it. But she asked me the other night, because I like to cook. So she asked me the other night, if you had to cook one thing for Gordon Ramsay, what was the one thing you think you'd cook for him that you think he'd like? And I'm like, oh, shit, that's a hard question.
Yes, that's...
Like, probably chicken parm, because it's the one thing that I've cooked so many times in my life that I'm, like, so specific about how I make it. But I don't know if he would even like my chicken parm.
Yeah, it's like...
But it's probably the best thing I make. So I don't know. So I was going to ask you guys, if you cook at all, and you had to cook for Gordon Ramsay, you had to pull one thing out of your rear end to cook for Gordon Ramsay, what would you put in front of him?
I have no clue, because I'm never.
What do you cook? Do you cook anything?
This other night I cooked chicken stir fry the other night, which my wife's like, damn, this is pretty damn good.
Okay.
I did that, but
What's the one thing you cook the best, I guess is my question. Like, one thing that you feel confident in, that you had to get in the kitchen and whip something up.
Shrimp scampi pasta.
That's good, because that ain't easy.
I do this, I do the same thing. I do this pasta, but because it's, if you really think about it, pasta is always pretty easy to cook. But I use my base is like a spam soup, and I use like shrimp, crab, and all this kind of stuff in it with some mushrooms and if this is the really thing, I always throw some English peas in there to make me feel a little healthier. Like, I even put English peas in my fettuccine alfredo.
While you're carb loading, you just dump some,
All that stuff canceled the hell out of them English peas.